Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today we're going to be doing two Valentine's Day looks, one that is sweet to sexy. For today's video, I'm working with Vanity Planet and I'm featuring their palette brush collection, which is a professional brush collection housed in this beautiful faux leather black case that has every brush you could possibly need for any type of look. If you're interested in the palette brush collection, I will have a link in the top line of the description box, plus a coupon code that is going to get you 70% off. That takes these brushes from $100 to $30. Also, every product that I'm using today is drugstore, so very, very affordable, very, very easy to access, except for maybe one product that is drugstore, just not quite available where we live here. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and check out the palette brush collection to see how I got these looks. Go ahead and keep watching. So for look one, I'm starting out with freshly moisturized skin, and then I'm going to go in with a BB cream because I want a very lightweight coverage. Today I'm using the Maybelline Dream Fresh BB in the light to medium sheer tint. So I'm applying that with my fingertips, and then I'm going to be smoothing it in with the buffing brush. So I'm sort of stamping and then moving in circular motions, just to sort of distribute the product in a thin, even layer. To highlight and conceal around the eyes, today I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I think I use the shade Fair, and I'm just going to be applying that right underneath the eye area and up onto the cheekbone. A little of that right above the brow, between and onto the bridge of the nose, across the cupid's bow, and on the chin. And then going back to that same brush and pressing that into place. Now for any blemishes that I have, I'm going to use my Vichy Derma Finish Concealer Foundation and then the flat concealer brush and just press that right onto any places that need a lot more coverage. And then back to my buffing brush just to press that in. I don't want a ton of coverage everywhere, so I'm choosing to go with a very light base overall and use this much denser concealer just in the areas that need coverage. So that way the skin looks nice and natural, which in the end looks more flawless than wearing a full coverage everywhere. To set the liquid and cream portion of the base, I'm going to be using the Bourjois Java powder, which is a rice-based, super lightweight powder, and it has a little bit of an iridescence, which will give the skin a nice glow. Alright, now that that's set, I'm going to be using my NYX matte bronzer. This is in the shade Medium, which is a little bit dark for me, so I'm going to be very sparse with my application. So I apply it to the brush first and then take a lot off of the brush. And then I'm just going to warm up this edges, the perimeter of the skin with that. I love using this huge brush for this job because it really makes it quick and easy. Bronzer is one of my favorite and most vital steps of makeup, so using a big fluffy brush really just takes the work out of it. I just kind of sweep it right over the areas that I need it and then kind of everywhere else just to warm the skin up, and it just leaves a beautiful blended finish. For a little color on the cheeks today, I'm using my NYX Dusty Rose blush, and I'm just going to use the angled blush brush, smile, and place that right on the apple of the cheek and blend it back towards the hairline. I take whatever's left on my brush just onto the temples, chin, nose, and across the hairline. And I think that sort of just ties everything in and makes the skin all look very cohesive. To highlight my cheekbones today, I'm using the NYX Ultra Pearl Mania in the shade Sky Pink because I want a very romantic, pinky kind of look. I'm just tapping a little bit of this onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going to be using the fan brush to pick that up and apply that to the top of the cheeks, a little on the cupid's bow. So that's where I'm going to leave the skin for the sweet look. So now I'm going to work on my brows. Today I'm using my Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade Blonde, and I'm just going to apply that right through my eyebrows. And then any gaps or holes that remain after the gel, I'm going to be using a NYX single eyeshadow. This is one of their nude matte shadows in Bare My Soul. Grabbing that with the angled brush from the Vanity Planet kit, and just pressing that anywhere that I need a touch more definition of the brows. So by now, hopefully the brows are looking nice, fluffy, natural, yet defined. For eyes, today I'm going to be using the La Palette Nude from L'Oreal. I'm going to be starting off with this off-white shade at the edge of the palette, which is mostly matte but has a tiny hint of a shimmer. I'm going to be applying that all over, starting under the brow, and then all over the lid as a light base. Then I'm going to grab the third shade in the palette, which is a matte, very light brown, and I'm going to use that as a transition color for the crease. Just running that very gently through the upper crease and transition area of the eye. This look is going to be all about the lash line and the lips, so I'm keeping this part of the eye very, very soft and subtle. And then for the main portion of the lid, I'm grabbing one of the flat shadow brushes, and then I'm grabbing the second shade in the palette, which is like a pinkish champagne sort of shade. And I'm applying that just all over the main portion of the eyelid. Now I'm going to line the eyes. Today I'm using the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil in the shade Sleek Onyx, which is just a black color. I'm going to be taking this all the way from inner to outer corner on my upper lash line very tight, and then thickening as I go into the tiniest little wing. And to help that flick out, I'm using one of these small detail brushes and just lightly extending. And then I think I'm also just going to soften the edge of that ever so slightly. And then for the waterline on the lower lash line, I'm going to be using my NYX Wonder Pencil in the lightest nude shade. Let's give the lashes a curl. Not too much of a curl because I am going to apply false lashes and I still want to be able to get the lash as close to the root as possible, but just enough curl to open the eye up. And then today I'm actually going to apply my lashes before I put the mascara on because I want to get them as close to the base of the lash as possible. That way it looks as realistic and natural. And today I'm going to be using Ardell 110s. This is a multi-pack. I'm just going to use one pair. And I'm going to be cutting off about 4 to 5 little clusters of the lashes off of each eyelash and applying it towards the outer of the eye, so that way I get a little bit of extension. Just allow the lash to dry for about 30 seconds before applying it. I just like to drop the lash on from the center and then use my tweezers to put the front and then the end as close to the lash line as possible. And these 110s are fabulous because they have a super thin lash band, so it hides right into that liner beautifully. And then when I apply mascara, it'll all sort of look as realistic as possible. Of course, my eyelashes, I don't know about yours, but my eyelashes aren't quite this long. And the mascara today I'm using is just any old black mascara. This is the Rimmel London Volume Colorist in black. And I'll do the lowers first while I'm waiting for the top lashes to dry a little bit better. And this will help to gel my natural lashes in with the falsies, plus thicken the falsies a little bit. Those are my sweet eyes done. Now I'm going to be working on the lips. I'm going to be doing a bright candy pink lip, and today I'm going to be using Leah's Pink from the L'Oreal exclusive collection. I like to apply a rough layer and then go in with the lip brush and really work it into the lips because that will provide a really long wearing stain. Then to reshape the lips a little bit, I'm going to be using my NYX Slim Lip Liner in the shade Fuchsia, and I'm just going to edge the lip out a little bit for a more clean look. And then back over with one more layer of lipstick. And that finishes off the sweet portion of today's Valentine's Day looks. I think this is perfect for a daytime Valentine's date or really any kind of day. I think this look is very classic and wearable. So if you want to see how I turn this into the sexy look, keep watching. So the first thing I need to do to take sweet to sexy is get rid of this lip. So this lip is beautiful, but it is not what I'm going for my sexy look. I want very kissable lips, not quite so perfect. So I've got that lipstick off as much as it's gonna come off. I'm gonna go back to work on my eyes and then kind of nude my lips out with some concealer and some lipstick in just a few minutes. So going back to my eyes, I'm going back to my Maybelline Lasting Drama Liner in the black color, and I'm going to be applying that halfway across the lower lash line. Just getting that right into the lower lashes. Doing almost dots. And then using that smaller detailed brush from earlier, I am just going to lightly blend that out and sort of connect it up to that top liner. I'm just using the end of my brush to bring that liner further across. It'll be much softer since it's not directly from the pencil, it's just being brought in with the brush. So to smoke it all out, I'm going to be taking this metallic brown shade from the bottom of the palette and just using the detail brush to blend out all of that liner. Ideally, you would have chosen to do this look before you applied your false lashes, which will make it much easier to smoke out. I'm also going to use that to extend the wing just a little bit more and add more bulk to it through here. And then to add a little bit more depth in the crease, I'm going in with this matte brown shade here just to give the eye a little bit more shape. And then blending it out with the slightly bigger brush. And then mixing these two matte shades here on that small brush again, I'm just going to blend underneath to smoke it out even further. So my battery just died and I replaced it and I forgot to push film. So I put on my lip and I've added a little bit of contour and highlight, so I'm going to walk you through what I just did. So I used my NYX Taupe blush to add a little bit of contour to my cheeks, back with that angled blush brush from earlier. And I just added that right underneath the cheekbones. I amped up my highlight with the same NYX highlighter that I used before with the fan brush and just added that to the tops of the cheeks. Then for my lips for the sexy look, I used the JLo's Nude from the L'Oreal collection as well. And I just applied that everywhere. This is a nice pinky nude. And then to add a little bit of shape and longevity to this, I used the NYX Slim Lip Pencil in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. For a little bit of oomph on the outer corners of the lashes, I just took the little pieces that I cut off from the full strip lash and just added that back to the outer corner just to add a second layer and adds a little bit more lift to the outer section of the lash. So that is the completed sexy look. I hope that you all enjoyed both of these looks for Valentine's Day. Again, featuring the brush set, the palette brush set from Vanity Planet. If you're interested in that or any of the products that I talked about today, they will all be linked in the description box below. Again, use my code and link to get 70% off of these brushes. That takes them down from $100 to $30. If you recreate either of these two looks, go ahead and tag me on either Instagram, Twitter, or send me a Snapchat. I'm at JonJonTalks on all of those. If you order the brushes or have any questions about the looks, leave those in the comments box below because I'd love to know. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, click right here. And if you haven't seen my most recent video, click up here. And I will see you all next time. Bye!